All right, peeps. This is the Rock Man. I'm sitting here with Eric Barnett and Uriah Duffy from Points North.
Hello.
How you doing, Eric?
Good. Thanks for you guys coming out. It's good to see you.
Thank you for your time, man. I know it's right before your show. Eric, Uriah, how are you?
Doing great. It's a little jaunt to get down here to Ramona, but we have a lot of fans and friends down here, and you guys are here, so this is
Absolutely. I mean, we've been wanting to do an interview with you guys since I want to say 3-4 months now for BackStage360. Sorry we couldn't get to you sooner, but you know.
That's
This
right.
is a great event for it, though.
I know.
Absolutely.
UFO in the house?
We'll forgive you someday.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, opening for an iconic band like UFO has got to be pretty cool.
It is. I mean, we've actually done a couple of shows with them the last few times they've been around. So it's been Vinnie Moore. Vinnie Moore's side project, Red Zone Riders, on the same label that we're on. So we it's a little bit of a family thing, but it's still fun. It's still fun to do. I'll tell you what was interesting was that one year we were doing the UFO shows at the same time that Michael Schenker was around touring, and of course they play some of the same songs. So I think we heard Rock Bottom 4 times in 6 nights or something, and that was fun.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, UFO's had some great guitar players.
Oh my goodness.
You know, over the years, no doubt. And of course, Pete Way.
Yep.
You know, from back in the day.
Yep.
I'll be talking with Vinny and Rob later tonight after they're done playing, and you know, it's all good.
Yeah, Vinny's one of the guys who set the standard for, you know, really the kind of stuff that we did. You know, Mind's Eye and back in the Shrapnel days. So
Right.
I'm a big fan.
Now, you guys are with Magna
We're with
Carta?
Magna Carta Records, which is Pete Morticelli's label out of Rochester, and they've done probably best known for Liquid Tension Experiment and the solo records from the Dream Theater guys, and you know Steve Morse Band, Steve Stevens, lots of musicians label.
Right. Now, you are recording now for a new album coming out?
We're thinking about it. We are planning on it and writing about it and singing songs to each
Yes,
other.
we're-
It's in the planning stages.
Yeah, we're
Cool.
Unofficially.
Yeah.
Now, you have an EP out now,
We have
correct?
2 albums actually. We have
Full
2
albums.
full lengths on Magna Carta. So the one we're starting on now would be our 3rd.
Great. And how do the people find your music?
PointsNorthBand.com?
PointsNorthBand.com.
Or Magna Carta.
MagnaCarta.net/PointsNorth, or PointsNorthBand.com, or they can go to our Facebook, which is Facebook.com/PointsNorthBand.
We got a video for each album.
We do.
One.
Great. And YouTube that, and they can find you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Points North, very cool.
We're easy. I mean, frankly, if you just go and you Google Points North, we come up first. So there you go. Google, 21st century technology.
You got to love it.
Indeed.
They'll be around.
Yeah, I mean, Google's not going anywhere. You guys aren't going anywhere.
Nope. I'll tell you what. I mean, and this is sort of like, position paper a little bit. But the 21st, all of this is fantastic for discovery. I mean, a band like ours probably would not, exist the way that we do in the 21st century. So I mean, until all this sort of came together. So that's really fantastic. So the plus side, exposure, discovery, it's amazing. The negative side, of course, has been the sort of devaluation of the
art.
The digital form of the music, has sort of been devalued, and so that's kind of tough. So you trade reach for easy monetization, and so we're like every other band on that uphill climb. We're still sort of dealing with the push and pull of how the industry's changed.
Yes, and the industry has changed. I mean, I'm old as dirt, so a little
I'm looking at dirt. You're not that old.
We're all recycled one day.
Absolutely. Now, you spent some time in New York.
I did.
Back in the day.
I did. That
We're
was.
actually both Yankees.
We are transplants, West Coast transplants.
Yeah.
I still, every time I hear somebody with a good New York accent, I still feel homesick. I did. I spent time doing studio work there. Worked with a couple of decent players, and that's been sort of helpful. Sort of moving forward into the future, and with some of the work that he and I have done. That Points North has helped us to doing some commercial work.
Now, you guys are
Out here.
permanent out here now, right?
Oh yeah.
We are.
Definitely.
North Bay.
Yeah, I grew up in Berkeley, California, but I was born in Rhode Island, so I'm from Rhode Island.
Oh, so you are a Yankee like me, Massachusetts
Oh,
for me.
right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but I grew up between parents on both coasts, and when it came time for a music career, it was definitely the
Oh,
left
yeah.
coast.
Yeah. You don't have a Boston accent.
I've been out of there for a long time.
Give him a couple drinks.
There you
Yeah.
go.
It'll come out.
Say car.
Car.
Uh,
That's because I spent, 10 years in New York City. I went from car to car.
there you go.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not a masshole. I may be from Mass.
A
but I'm not
mass. Right, right.
masshole."
Well,
Yeah.
give me a coffee, and then we can move on.
Coffee.
Not a coffee.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. So tonight, you guys are going to be playing just before UFO because I noticed there's
Yes.
2 other bands tonight too.
Two other bands that are actually very good friends of ours from down here, from our travels down here. We've met them on multi-band bills before and have befriended a lot of the community down here. They've accepted us, and we're not even from here. Taz Taylor and Symbolic.
Yeah.
And the bassist in Symbolic, Bobby, and I are very good friends. So we get to hang, have some sushi, catch up and stuff every time we come down here.
Now you spent 5 years with Whitesnake as their bassist.
I did. Yeah, it was a revolving door of great musicians. So I'm honored to have been included in that. Yeah, it was a good 5 years.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you do any of the recordings with them in that 5-year period?
I did. The first one I did was a live album. My parts came in later, so it was live in my bedroom. Then the second.
You heard that here, right, girls?
The second album I did was Good to Be Bad, which was an original studio album.
I think you just titled your solo record Uriah Duffy Live in My Bedroom.
Better than Dead in My Bedroom.
You know, that's the.
So it was good. I got to travel the world and play alongside of a lot of my favorite bands on festivals. It would be great just to travel and play.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And of course, Doug was with the band then during that time period. Doug Aldrich.
We had Doug Aldrich and Reb Beach,
Right.
polar opposites.
Yeah.
And I loved them both, and they loved each other.
Yeah, we did an interview with them last summer with Reb and Joel Hoekstra,
Oh yeah.
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Gave me a lot to live up to playing with this guy because it's not like he's had some slouches on either side of him.
No,
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
no, no. I
Right.
mean, Reb Beach, loved his playing,
Yeah.
and Joel was great too, and
Yeah.
cool dude.
No, I'm surrounded by a lot of great guitar players. I think
And then there's me.
As much as I've been a bass player my whole life, I've never played guitar. I've been surrounded by great guitar players,
Right.
such as Eric. I met
Oh,
him through
stop.
another guy, Danny Jones, when I was playing with the Danny Jones
great
band.
guitar player.
And then the Whitesnake guys. I mean, there's a lot of good guitar around.
Oh,
here.
yeah,
There's a lot
absolutely.
of bad guitar too, so I'm quick to badmouth guitar, but in reality, it's just done bad a lot. There's a lot of players that rise to the top, like this guy. So
Right.
it's been really a good fit for us after Whitesnake for me to come in and have our Rush similarities. The writing is easy.
Well, the show I caught you guys at for the first time was you opened for Winery Dogs.
Yep.
And I had no idea who you were, but after I saw you play that night, I remember talking with you briefly outside.
I remember you.
Yeah. And
That was a fun show. That
I was
actually-
blown away.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I really dug the music.
Thank you.
And our magazine is all about the music, I mean, that's our tagline. Your gear, the night that I saw you, you had a guitar that lit up.
So I get a lot of comments about that. It's actually a Fender Jazz bass, heavily modified. People like to call it a Franken Jazz. Bass Player magazine actually did a page on it where I was instructing or telling people that they can take the power into their own hands, build their own Franken Jazz or Strat or whatever with readily found stuff on the internet. Bridges off of eBay or pickups from your favorite company. So it's a modified Mexican Fender Jazz. And one of my favorite modifications are the Sims LEDs, the Martin Sims. He's outside of London, and he installs them, and you can not tell how he got them in there. It's magical.
Right.
Then it's a 9-volt and a switch. No rocket science.
No rocket science. What kind of pickups are you using in that?
I've got Nordstrand pickups in it right now. I was Bartolini for most of my career, and then I
Right.
tried these Nordstrands, and they're amazing. Aguilar preamp, Hipshot hardware.
Hipshot hardware. And
Yeah.
you're playing Fender too
I'm
as
playing
well?
I'm playing a Strat. It's a Texas American, Texas Special Fat Strat. It's pretty much stock. The only thing I changed on it were I put graphite saddles on it and I put lock tuners on the
Right.
top because I abuse it a little bit. But other than that, it's pretty much stock. It's the pickups that
So
come in stock.
you're using single humbucker,
Yeah. And the
5-way switch.
Yep, and it's interesting because the humbucker that comes in that is called a Pearly Gates Plus, and it only ever came in that model.
Yes.
And then it has the Texas Special, the overwounds.
Right.
And what I love about that guitar in particular is a lot of times when you stick a humbucker in a Strat, it's two guitars. It's one guitar through the first 4 positions, and then it's another guitar in the 5th position,
right,
when you kick the bridge. But that one is balanced. It still has that Strat quality when you get to the bridge. You can still tell it's a Strat, just like a little hotter.
Right.
And so it keeps it balanced, but it still gives like the extra bite. So it's not that single coil sound when you get down to the...
Earlier, before we started the interview, we were talking about guitars, that you have and I have.
Yep.
The newer Strat that I have is the American Hot Rod.
Yeah.
5-way switch, single humbucker,
Yep.
swamp ash body. It has the LSR roller nut at the
Yep.
top.
Yep.
Love that thing. Heavy.
Yep.
I don't know if I could play it today, for 2 hours a night.
Right.
Sure, you could. You just need practice.
Yeah.
Or a stool.
Or still.
Or a stool. So I guess the next question I have is, what's the rest of the summer for you guys? You going to be touring, or you going to be
Well,
local?
we don't have anything on the books yet. We'd like to clear some space to really get our heads around putting some new material out there. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, we've been playing all, like, since January. We've been playing. I mean, we did shows with Y&T, we did shows with King's X, we did shows with obviously UFO, we did shows with Project Infidelica, which is like George Lynch. And
Right.
those guys' new thing.
Pacho
We did
Tomaselli.
Pacho Tomaselli
Yeah.
and Chris Moore.
Chris Moore is a good friend of mine too.
Right on, yeah, he's a good friend of mine too.
Great guy.
So we've been pretty busy. We've been going around. We've been playing a lot. So and I think now we're gonna take a minute, take a breath to try to focus on composition and try to write, put some new stuff. We're gonna do, I think, a few days out probably towards the end of May, beginning of June, which might be sort of like guinea pig trial for some of the new songs. And then if all goes according to plan, we're gonna be recording.
So tonight I'll be hearing the songs that you played with Winery Dogs then.
Tonight you'll be hearing, the record was out then? Yeah. So you'll be hearing, our set's changed a little bit, but we lean heavier now on the songs from our latest record, a self-titled second record. So you'll hear probably more of those songs, and then some of the songs that we played at that show, and less. We're playing less from the first record now. We're really focusing more on stuff from our latest record.
Cool. Anything you want to say to your fans before we sign off?
Well, thank you, all of you, for coming out to shows. I mean, this is a very trying time, to get people to remember that dancing and going out and see live music is fun to do. It's not just computer time at home. Come out, we have fun all the time. So thank you guys for having us down in these weird places.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for giving us the time tonight. I know you guys got to get your mind around what you're doing here in the next hour.
Yeah.
Again, thanks.
I want to thank you guys in BackStage360. I mean, you've posted about us before, and honestly, it's kind of this sort of, grassroots people finding us and helping to get the word out that really, makes or breaks a band like us in our position. So we're grateful for that, and we're grateful for you guys for taking an interest and showing up for us. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, you heard it here. This is Rockman Rocks from BackStage360. We're out of here.
Peace.